Okay, y'all, I'm not gonna be on here long. I shouldn't probably even be on here because I am so exhausted till I just sat here doing a live and I wasn't even live. I ain't lying. I hadn't already got through like a video and a half and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm exhausted, y'all. But earlier today we were looking at the Dallas Love Field Airport shooting together, and I said that I would bring some updates once there was more information out there, once we knew something. And I want to try to keep my word on that. So I did put together a playlist um, of about 6 videos. It's very short. They're all like a minute or 2 minutes long. We have a couple with witnesses who were there and saw things. There's a couple from law enforcement, and then there are a couple just from like the anchors side. So let's get that done, and then I'm gonna leave and go to bed. I'm tired.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Warren. Rebecca Thomas has the night off. Dallas Love Field security checkpoints are back up and running after a woman fired shots there this morning. Police say it happened around 11 near the Southwest ticket counter on the public side of TSA security. Dallas police say the 37-year-old woman was dropped off at the airport. She went into the restroom and changed clothing, coming out with a handgun.
She was aiming at the ceiling, but there was several rounds that are found. Simultaneously, as she's doing that, our officer engages the suspect, strikes her in the lower extremities. She's taken into custody and is currently at Parkland Hospital. No other individuals were injured in this event other than the suspect, who again is at Parkland.
The terminal building was evacuated and police limited access to the area around the entrances while they investigated. But things are now back to normal at Love Field. Fox 4 in Dallas is reporting the suspect, Portia Odufuwa, is known to Dallas police for having mental issues and has a prior arrest for bank robbery in 2019.
Kobe, what's going through your mind right now?
Oh, it's crazy, man. I don't know what the world coming to.
What happened?
Well, we in the airport checking in our bags, and we hearing us talk about she's making an announcement, and she's talking about something about maybe Chris Brown is her husband, and she's having an affair. And she said, "I'm about to blow this mother effer up," and pulled out the gun, and I'm just looking for my wife and my. But it was crazy, dude.
I can imagine you never experienced anything like this at an airport
No.
before. Seeing a shooting incident like this at an airport, you guys are just trying to take a trip.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind, Kobe?
Just trying to get home to them kids, man. That's it. Just thankful that my wife's okay, my friend's okay. But
was it chaotic in there when
it was chaotic? Yeah.
Describe the chaos to me.
It was terrifying because they had an older woman. She had to be in like her 70s, and she was right there by us. So I'm kind of wondering like if they okay, and it was just traumatic, man.
I'm hearing from some sources that the woman was shot by an officer. Did you see any of that exchange go on?
No, I didn't see any. I just heard the shots. It was like 10 to 12 shots I heard, and I wasn't trying to look back to see. I was just basically looking for my wife, making sure she was okay.
Dallas police identified the woman they say fired several shots inside the Dallas Love Field terminal before officers shot and wounded her. No one else was injured.
The woman, 37-year-old Portia Odufuwa, is hospitalized in police custody, but her condition has not been released. She's seen here in a previous mugshot after a 2019 arrest for bank robbery. Police have not yet revealed a motive. Fox 4's Alex Boyer there with the very latest on the shooting investigation. Alex.
Yeah, and as you guys just mentioned, she is someone who is known to local law enforcement. She does have a criminal history. Now, a witness who I spoke to who encountered her right here near this ticket counter says that she actually thought that the woman was an employee making an announcement until the woman opened fire.
Cell phone video captured part of the chaos inside Dallas Love Field Monday. Dallas police say just before 11 a.m., 37-year-old Portia Odufuwa was dropped off at the airport. Witnesses say Odufuwa, seen here in a mugshot from a 2019 bank robbery arrest in Wiley, walked into the airport, went to the bathroom, changed clothes, and then opened fire with a handgun near the Southwest Airlines ticket counter.
At this point, we don't know where exactly the individual was aiming. For the most that we're seeing now, she was aiming at the ceiling. That our officer engages the suspect, strikes her in the lower extremities. She's taken into custody and is currently at Parkland Hospital.
This cell phone video taken by another witness shows Odofua being treated by first responders moments after being shot. Ashley Wyckoff says she was standing just feet away from the shooter when it happened.
And a woman came and she's making an announcement, like saying like somebody failed her husband or something, and it's like, I'm about to blow this place up. And all of a sudden she brandished a gun, started pop in the air. All I can do is run. I'm thinking that I'm not running fast enough because I'm still hearing shots, and I'm like, I'm not getting out of here. I'm not getting out of here. I'm gonna die up in here.
Wyckoff's friend, who had just gotten out of an Uber, was walking inside the front doors as Wyckoff and other passengers began running out.
And all we heard was a shot, and we smelled gun smoke. So we hurried up and ran through the door and just ran across. We almost got hit by several cars.
Dallas police and airport officials immediately ordered an evacuation. The airport went into a ground stop that would last for hours. Cell phone video taken by another traveler showed rattled passengers outside, huddled near a wall. For others, like Trinice Bailey, who were trapped inside, they were forced to shelter in place.
They all pushed us towards the back and told everybody to go into the luggage area, and everybody was scared. Some people were crying. It was a variety of children.
The shooter was taken to the hospital. Thankfully, no one else was hurt.
My life flashed before me. That's all I can think of. My children, my husband.
And as we come back out here live, you'll notice a black partition there in the distance. Beyond that partition is where the crime scene is. FBI is here assisting DPD with their investigation. We actually saw them looking for bullets in the ceiling, which is where a lot of those shots ended up. Now, airport operations have resumed to so-called normal at this point, but the TSA is recommending that you check with your airline before coming down here, because as a result of the shooting and evacuation, understandably, many flights have been delayed and canceled.
What happened over here?
We were taking our flight. I'm assuming a black lady. She walked in. She had a hood on, black, all in black with a hood on. First, we thought she was making an announcement. She said she had an announcement to make. So when she started like making an announcement, she said something about breezy or whatever, and then she basically said she was gonna blow the airport up and pulled out a gun and started to. She shot in the air first, and then after that, we all hit the floor.
How many shots did she set off?
We know one for sure, but after that, we really don't know after that what. We heard a bunch, like multiple shots. And we know that the security guy was walking towards her. I think initially we thought it was like an announcement, like, you know, so we were attentive. And then after that, everybody kind of scattered all over. I left my shoes. This is not even my shoes, my bag, everything in there. And we went as far as the parking garage until we all kind of knew we were safe. So our other friends were coming in through the front door, and we went out through the side.
I can't even get to imagine what was going through your mind. This all happened so fast.
Yeah.
And so she came in, made an announcement, started firing shots. You hit the floor. How you feeling in this moment right now?
I just want to make it home to my kids. But I'm grateful that I'm alive.
So everybody had to evacuate the area?
Yeah, everybody basically got out of the airport, and then the cops and everything came up. So we don't know who was shot or, you know, who were hurt or if any innocent people were hurt.
Was it chaotic in there at the time?
Oh, yeah. Scattered all over. Everybody, because you don't really know where to exit or. Like, this is our first time coming, you know, through this airport. So we don't really know, you know, where to go and those kinds of things. So we just kind of just went away from where the shooting was coming.
And what area of the airport was this? Were you outside TSA?
No, we weren't at TSA. We were just through the doors here with the Southwest terminal where you kind of get the tickets, boarding passes, and your luggage. We hadn't even checked in our luggage. Our luggage are in front of the counter at Southwest.
Look, I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah.
Sorry you had to have a traumatizing experience like this. Any final thoughts?
No, I thought the airport was safe.
We begin today in Texas, where a chaotic scene unfolded at a major airport after a woman opened fire inside. She was quickly taken into custody after being shot by police, but the airport, it had to be shut down for hours. News Station correspondent Marky Martin joining us live from Love Field Airport in Dallas. And Marky, you were there not long after this happened. What do we know so far?
Hey, Nicole, yeah, the scene here has settled, but still a deep law enforcement presence remains. And just within the last few minutes, Dallas Love Field announcing that they are back open for operations. But earlier this morning, chaos broke out here at Dallas Love Field. This after a woman pulled out a gun and started firing shots right inside these front doors.
Airport passengers taking cover on the ground of Dallas Love Field Monday morning. Chaos and confusion erupting shortly before noon when police say a 37-year-old woman walked into the airport near ticketing, then went straight to the bathroom.
Exits the restroom. Now she's either put some sort of hoodie on or some other different type of clothing that she had when she walked in. At some point, simultaneously, one of our officers is in the area. She produces a handgun and begins firing.
Dallas police say the woman fired off several rounds into the ceiling before that officer took action, shooting her below the waist and taking her into custody. Dallas Love Field saying this in a statement. An evacuation and shelter-in-place commenced as DPD investigated, confirmed, and neutralized the single shooter threat. Authorities say the suspects were the only injuries.
The inside of the terminal is wall-to-wall people.
After the shooting, swarms of passengers waiting for TSA to reopen, and witnesses inside whose flights were canceled say they'll try again tomorrow.
So now you're just going home.
We're going home.
I think I'm going to go for a mimosa.
Yeah.
And Nicole, depending on where you were inside, witnesses say it was either frightening or you didn't really understand what was going on. I talked to several Southwest employees who couldn't speak with us on camera. One woman said that it initially sounded as though popcorn was popping off, and then the collective panic sunk in, and then a tsunami of passengers just bolted. Nicole.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
The other big story everyone's talking about here at 5 o'clock, the police shooting at Dallas Love Field. Some frightening moments this morning, turning into an afternoon of just frustration and chaos for thousands of travelers. Caroline Vandergriff has been talking to passengers all day, but let's start with Brooke Rogers, because Brooke, you're actually getting a timeline of what happened in that 10 minutes of just pandemonium at the airport. At least one witness also saying what could have been the motive here, Brooke.
That's right, Nicole. An eyewitness tells us that the woman came in, said that she had an announcement to make. Then she said that her husband was having an affair and that she was going to blow the airport up, and then she started shooting. That was just before 11 a.m. According to Dallas Police Chief Eddie Garcia, 37-year-old Portia Odufua was dropped off at the airport, walked into the terminal, and then went to the restroom to change into a hoodie. They say she then came out to the Southwest ticket counter and fired several shots into the ceiling. A nearby Dallas Police Department officer returned fire, hitting Odufua in the lower extremities. She was taken to Parkland Hospital in unknown condition. The shooting shut down airport operations as passengers on the tarmac barricaded themselves behind baggage carts. One eyewitness recalled the terrifying moments when shots rang out.
And she basically came towards the middle of there. It was like kind of like, I have an announcement to make. And then she just basically had a hood and she pulled the gun from underneath the hood, fired the first shot up, and then it's kind of scattered after that. We were just basically getting out.
And Chief Garcia did stress that nobody else was injured. The FBI is also here to assist Dallas Police Department with the investigation. At Love Field Airport, Brooke Rogers, CBS 11 News.
Brooke, we're happy no one else was hurt, but what have you learned about the woman who was taken into custody today?
So we actually learned a new piece of information. Wiley Police Department confirmed for us a little while ago that the suspect from today was also arrested in a 2019 bank robbery at a Bank of America in Wiley. You can see her mugshot right now from that 2019 incident. That case was dismissed, and we are working right now hard to learn more about her.
All right, Brooke, thank you so much for that update. Story happening in Dallas, where a woman is shot and wounded by police after she allegedly opened fire inside an airport.
CBS 2's Alice Gaynor here now with the latest. Alice.
Maurice and Christine, officials in Texas say that 37-year-old woman fired several gunshots, apparently at the ceiling inside Dallas Love Field Airport. Those are alarms going off inside that airport. Some people were hiding and taking cover. Police said the woman was dropped off at the airport around 11 a.m., walked inside near the ticketing counters, then entered a bathroom. They say she came out wearing a hooded sweatshirt or other clothing she hadn't arrived in, pulled a gun, and fired several shots.
At this point, we don't know where exactly the individual was aiming. For the most of what we're seeing now, she was aiming at the